Hello guys, good morning. So let's continue our today class. Uh, what we have done up to study, right? Basically, let me go back here. So we build up to the, I go to the localhost 3000, right? I mean, we finish this middle part here, right? The feed part, okay? And then today we're gonna work on our friend request, but basically the right side, right? On the right side component, you will see the three component here, right? Friend request, so something like accept or maybe cancel, right? So in here you can see the top one with the friend request text, and on the right side see all button here, right? That is one div with two item. Every time when you see two item on the left and right, means you must wrap in a box, right? And then you make it flex so that it can stay in horizontally, right? And space between, so that it will, basically depends on where you want to place. Okay, so that is one box. Then you have another box with basically, like again another box with two item inside, right? The first item will be this two, and the second will be this, right? Again, they are inside the parent box and flex out, okay, so that they are horizontally. So there are many divs wrapped together. Same thing in the birthday also, right? You have, the top one. I mean, it's similar to this one, just there is no see all button. Then you have the left box and right button, right? Wrap in a one big box, and there is something like a one div with the upcoming birthday. Here you can add some icons also, right? And see other 20 upcoming birthdays, something like that. Okay, now here is a sponsor ad. Same thing, to this one. The top one is same, right? Just the icon here. Then there is an image. This is some kind of advertisement, right? Here is a logo, or basically icon, and the text. Then there is paragraph and the button, right? So let's see how we can create all this. Okay, what we have done, right? Let's go through that. I mean, this is what we're gonna do. This second part is basically, this is the home page, right? This is the home page. Okay, let's say I want to go to my profile page. Okay, so profile, right? And maybe I'm the 100 number, or maybe 5, whatever, my profile ID, right? So I reach here. Okay, so in this section, basically you're not going to see the what do you call that, on the uh, feed, or what was that on the tops, that icon. Basically, let me see. I don't remember, right? I don't use all these things, so this part is missing, right? And this is also missing. Okay, you just have the user info. I mean, here we can add user information, right? For example, let's go here, and if I go to, how I can go to the profile. Okay, if I click on this, right? Maybe it's home page. I'm in the home page, so profile. Let's click on the profile. Okay, and if you look at the profile page, you can see the basically the in a box with the some kind of background. You can add some like image, some kind of a label here on the background, like poster. Then there is a user profile in image, some name and some other handler, right? Something like that we can create. Okay, and then after that you have the feed again, right? So that's what I was talking. If you go to the profile, one of the profile, right? Whoever is logged in their profile, here we're gonna add the user information with the posters and all that, right? So that's what still need to done. Okay, that is, I mean, coming in the coming days, right? But for let's work on this part. Okay, on the right side, when you are in the profile, you want to see the user information here. Maybe some other stuff like user media, something like that, some images, you want to see, you can display here also, right? And then still we have friend request and birthday, and this is sponsor ad. Okay, so it looks almost same like other one, right? The right box, only these two component we added, okay, in the profile part. Okay, now let's go to the code and try to step by step understand, right? So if we go to the page, right, let me close all this, and then we're gonna go very from the startup, right? Let's look at the from the basic. Okay, if you look at the page here, our main page, you have three things: stories. Okay, that was the stories on the top, then add, post, and feed, right? So we have these things. Then you have the right menu and the left menu. So we have not done anything with the left yet. We're working on the right menu, right? So right menu component needs now like different component, right? So we can go to the right menu component and look at that. Okay, so let's walk to the right menu component. Right menu here, right menu, right? This is the right menu. Okay, this is the component inside. Forget about this one right now. Okay, don't worry about that, right? Just look at here, three component: friend request, birthdays, and the add, right? These are three component. Okay, if you look at the, let me go to the home page here, right? So this is the friend request component, birthday, and the sponsor add, right? Let's build this three component. Okay, so you can import all that three. We created that three component here: friend request, birthday, and add, right? I think I did mistake. I should have put that outside, right? Anyway, so let's continue. The first one is friend request. So see how we have built that, right? I mean, you can import the link, you can import the image, you can import some icons from the Lucid React. Okay, then this is the friend request component. Mostly all our components has same design, right? White background, some padding for rounded LG. So if you look at here, this rounded LG, right? This some corner here, the curved corner, that is the rounded LG. That is basically border radius, some number here, right? And shadow, there is some shadow MD. Basically, it will give some animation, right? Some kind of box shadow. It will add some box shadow. So shadow is also MD. And then text, you can add small, large, whatever, but normally we need a small text. So text is small. So font size will be this, and line height is here, right? For that class. Okay. And flex column, and gap 4, right? So these are the the style we're going to use in all three component. Okay, the birthday and the add, right? You will see all has the same style for the parent box. Clear? Let's continue the friend request. So in the friend request, let's divide into two parts. So just to understand, make it easy, right? On the top part, I just put top and the bottom, right? So let's look at the top div here. This div has two items. The first one is text. We add in the like span tag, right? Friend request. And the second one is basically see all, right? The link to go somewhere. For now, we don't have to go anywhere. We just put some link to the home page, right? So here, okay, that's the left and right. How they go away from each other? You always look for the parent box, flex, justify between, right? That is, if you look at here, justify between, justify content space between, right? In the flex box, if you remember that, flex and justify content will be space between. So to make items all the space, right? To add space in the between, okay, you have to apply this property. Then item center vertically, right? Center, and the font medium, that is basically font, right? So inside this box, we have span tag with the text and the link item, right? See all. Because of the flex justify between, they will be away from each other, right? You can give the color of the text gray 500. You can change it according to your need, right? So you can see here. I hope that is clear now, right? This bottom part now, right? In the bottom part, what we see is a couple of things, right? The first one is, I mean, let's look at, I mean, once you understand one line here, right? The rest is just a copy of that. So we're just gonna go on the first one and try to understand that. I will just collapse all this. So let's open the first one here. You can see the three div, right? Here, first, second, third. We have three box here. I mean, three friend requests, right? Three, okay? So let's look at the one and try to understand. In the parent flex item center justify between, because we have two items, right? Div, this is the first item and this is the second item. Okay, the first item, again, flex item center and gap 4, because I want to have an image or icon and the text, right? And the first item, and the second item is going to have the basically these two icon, right? Cross and the tick mark. Okay, cancel and accept, right? So let's look at the first item. See, there is the image. You can just import one of the image, right? And then, all, you can call it whatever, story one, something I just copy from the other side, right? Width 40, height 40, class name, width 10, height 10, right? Rounded full, ring 2. We just make some round icon, okay? We just make, and I explained that yesterday, right? This is what you have to do to make it something round. Next is this text, right? Flower girl. So I just copied from the yesterday one from our here, right? This is the one what I copied. Now in this one I just make it flex item center gap, so that they will be in one same line, right? Done. That is the first item. Second item, same thing, item flex item center gap 1, and the text you can make it whatever, and there is the X and check. These are the two icons imported from Lucid React. Okay, you can make it, you can use any icon, right? Image, whatever, does not matter. Okay, and that's the copy of the same thing. Now you just copy this couple of times, right? In the future, we're just gonna have one div, one item, and it will repeat the times of friend request we're gonna have in database, right? The database is gonna have our information for the friend request, and it will repeat for the map, right? Array.map, and then each friend request, and you're gonna basically just run this one, right, in the map. Okay, but for now, placeholder, we just add 3. If you make it 4, just copy this, place here, and save it, and you will see the 4 item, right? So you see the 4 item here. Clear? A birthday, same thing, this one, you get it, right? I mean, we just don't have this one. This is the span tag. Then you have same thing like this one with the button in the second part, right? If you go back here, what is that? Oh, we have to go to the birthday component now. So basically on the top part, you just have the span birthday text, right? Birthday here, okay? I mean, I don't have other item. I even don't need to do justify between, right? Because I just copy paste from the top one, okay? So that is the same thing. Even if I remove it, it will be okay, fine, right? It will be still the same thing because I don't have second item here. If I want to add something else, then it will be, okay, let me undo, right? If I just go here and put a paragraph with the, okay, likes, right? And you will see the likes will move on the right side, okay? That is all there. Let me remove this. Then in the bottom section, you have the same like above. You got the image, then the text for the image, right, in one box, and the second box has the button here, celebrate, and after that you just copy the same thing, right, couple of times. So we have copied 2 times. If you want to copy one more time, it will be displaying another birthday, right? So let's copy that and place it here. And now you're going to see, so I did something mistake. Let's remove that. What is that? Maybe I didn't copy properly. So it's okay. I just have to find the right div, right? So my div start from here, and that will be the first one and the second one, right? So that means first and second. So this is the one. This is the one is the complete item. Okay. So I just have to copy that and place it here. Now you'll see the third one, right? Good. And then after below that one is this box. So you will see the div with the background color. If I make it 500, right? You're going to see that background change here. Okay. And if you want to make text white, text white, it looks something like this. So you just experiment, right? Shadow MD, rounded MD, flex, item center, gap. All right. So we have flex item here because I want to have 2-3 items inside. This is the first item. Let's see. This is the first. Maybe we can add something else also, right? So flex, item center, gap. If I go back and add something else, let me check. I mean, I want to add like an image, right? One icon, okay? I want to add one icon where I can add. Maybe somewhere here, right? Upcoming birthday and some image there, okay? So we can bring this up. Let's leave it here. So if I need an image and something else, right? Then I'm just gonna put in the div, okay? Put this one. Then we're gonna have the. Let's go back. So that is flex, item center, and gap, right? So when I do flex, now it will move on the left and right. I don't want that, right? So what I will do is we're gonna make it flex column here. Call and give a gap of 4. That is fine. So it should be like this. Either you can leave it like that, or you can remove the center, make it like on the left, right? Like normal, okay? And then it's easy to put the image here, right? So what image we can add is here. I'm just gonna go add some. Let's call it image, right? Like a rounded image, you know. So this is the birthday gift, right? Some kind of birthday. Okay, there is icon for birthday. Let's see if I can find. Let's go back to the icon, and yeah, so maybe this one, right? So just copy this gift, and because we have already imported the Lucid React, right? Somewhere do we have? We don't have. So let's import that. Import a gift from Lucid React, and we're going to use that. Okay, so let's go back here, and we're going to put the gift icon, right? So if I do that, let's see how it looks. Okay, let's go back and check now. So it looks something like this. I want to be in the one row, right? So here, class flex gap of 2. And it will be like this, right? Let's make it item center. Item center, right? Yeah. Maybe there is a lot of gap between the top and bottom. So that is the parent. Let's make it a gap of 3, right? So that's good. Fine. That is all right. The next thing is a sponsor ad. So here also same thing. You know, you're gonna see this one. You know, like the top box with the same thing after same design, right? Then you have an image here. So let's look at sponsor, right? To go back to the ad here. I mean, that is our normal design for all the box. The top one has flex, item center, justify between text, gray 500, right? So that is the mistake. We have to change that to like that. So a sponsor ad and the image, right? The image is the more image what we have seen yesterday. This one, okay. So this one div has two items, the text and the image, which you can see here, flex out space between, good to go. Now in the bottom div, right? See, one thing I will tell you now, right? This box, right? This box is more dynamic now. We created more dynamic. Why? Maybe sometimes, right, you want to have a large ad, okay? Sometimes you want to have a small ad, right? Like a small box. So what we have done is, let's understand. Let's go back and understand, right? In this ad, we pass the size, right? We're going to receive, this is props, correct? You're going to receive the props called size. So if the size is MD or small or LG, right, you have to pass one size, okay? So see, in our case, what I have passing, right? Let's look at the, go to the, in the friend, no, not there, right? Right menu. What is that right menu here, right? And the add, I'm passing MD. Size is MD. I just passed one prop and MD, right? So if I have MD, what I will do? If I pass small, right? Let's say if I pass small, okay? It will make a lot of change. Look at here, right? See, the ad just get small, right? The height of the image decrease, this text decrease, and the rest is okay, right? So there is, we're decreasing this text, we decreasing like height of this image, we're decreasing this, not that, I think that is okay, right? This image and this text we are changing. If I make it LG, what gonna happen? Look at that. So basically this get more big, right? Lot of text, this image get bigger. So if you have big space, you want to display this same component, so we divide into, like, we say, okay, we're just going to pass the information, and based on that information, our ad will change the display, right? So let's see how we have created that, okay? So in my case right now, I'm using MD, right? So here, my size is MD. So now look at on this bottom section, right? In the div, I have another div, right? And inside that div, I have the image. Then there is okay, that image div. Then you have the another div with image and the text, right? And then close that, and another paragraph here, okay? And the final is the button, right? So you have to look at this. You have the image and this text, one box, and this is the paragraph and the button, okay? So you have to look at each section. So let's go and look at the image section first. The top image, right? Look at that. So in the bottom part here, what I'm saying, right? See, if I have a dynamic CSS, then I'll just put in the curly bracket and put a backtick, flex call, margin top 4. If the size is small, right, then just make it gap 2. If the size is big, make it gap 4. So all this child now, right? See the like everything in the bottom is inside this box, okay? And there are many child, right? Many items like image and this name here, then paragraph and the button. So if small, then the gap between each item is small. If MD, then gap will be like 4, right? So that is what we just put here. So we just take, if it's small, just make gap small 2, right? And if not, just make it 4 for the MD and LG, okay? It will work, right? So now each item we're going to talk about. First is image again. So in this part, right, our image, I want to display in the full space. So that's why I make a div relative with full of that box. If the size is small, then the height of the image will be, if that is true, if I'm passing small, right? If I have small here, the height will be 24. That is one part, right? Here. Or if the size is MD, height will be 36, else it will be 48, right? So that's the dynamic CSS we added. Okay, based on this size, it will apply, right? So in the end, it will be like relative width full. For MD, it will be H36, right? Simple enough. Just remember that. Like let's say paragraph, right? Here, if I go and add a class name, if I have relative width full, even from dynamic, in the end, I will get like this. That is all I will receive, right? My final answer will be this one from this one, okay? Based on the size, I will get one of them, right? Either for S24 or S36 or H48, okay? That is all we will get. So okay, just say if for MG, you're gonna get height 24 MD, right? Then this image, because we make relative, right? Now this image can be, make it fill the div box and make it rounded LG object cover, right? That is all you have to do. You don't have to give width and height, okay? So that image will just cover the full box. And I think we talked about this study also, right? So that is the top image. Now inside the div, inside this div, we have the small image. This image is the round box, right? So that round icon. So you give the width and height. You can add alt here, maybe let's call it, add icon, right? Something like that. Then in the class name rounded full, make it round and give the width and height of your icon object cover. That is all to make something round. And then you have text on the right side. So this is the round image and your text on the right side inside the main div. And because we have given flex, item center and gap of something, so they are in one row. You look at here, flex, item center and gap of 4, right? Done. And then after that paragraph, same thing, we given some class, we say if the size is small, then the text make it small, extra small, else make it text small size, right? So that is one check we have added. And in the center where you're going to display the text, right, between the paragraph, which says if the size, see, you want to add dynamic now, so you have to put curly bracket and then add JavaScript. Here we said if the size has small, then add only this much text. If the size is empty, right, give it more text, else make it some more, right? That's it. And then you have finally the button. See, so that is what we have right here. So once we finish with this part, then we move to like we go back to our app. Here we're going to create profile route, right? Profile route inside dynamic route with the square bracket ID, right? So I want to like profile user profile, right? So user gonna have ID. So I want to go to the user profile, how you can create the route for that. So profile, that is the folder, profile folder, right? And then the user may be 10. So any user, now you pass it, right? It will receive this design. They're gonna have the two more component here, right? The first one is user information and second one is the user media, some images, something like that. And we have the same friend request, birthday, and the sponsor, right? So let's try to understand this. So in the profile ID page, right, inside the page, what we have done is just copy that right menu here also, right? I mean, basically, I just copy everything from here, okay? From this page, I just copy everything, right? Just copy that and put in that page, right? Then what we kept is, if you go back, right, let's see. So we just kept the feed, okay? only the feed component, which is in the middle, right? We remove the other two, okay? That was the, okay, I always forget that name. Okay, so let's forget about that, right? Let's go back and check one time. If you go to the page here, stories and add post, we just get rid of that. In this, we're gonna add the user, profile, background, and image, and all that, right? Like, when you go to the user profile, you want to display the user information, okay? What we saw earlier, right, in the Twitter. Let me push this down here, right? You want to have some kind of like background. Okay, I have in the LinkedIn also, right? I think if I go to the LinkedIn, I added, so if I go to the profile, yeah, something like this, okay? If I go to my profile, here, right? Okay, you guys can see. Let me click this one, okay? Something like this. So you're gonna have this background here with the image, and then user avatar, right? And some information, okay? So that is what I'm talking about. That's what we're gonna add. We're gonna add here on the top, and then you're gonna have the normal feed, right? So the feed will be same component used. So let's go back and look at the code now. So you understand, I mean, you get the idea now, right? Remove this, go back to this profile ID page, and we don't have story and the add post, right? Remove. That is all. In the right menu now, right? Right menu, look at this now. If you go to the right menu, because I want to display the user information, right? Like user, like photo or something, and the user information, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass like the user ID, right? When you go to this page, you have the ID, you're gonna get the ID on the top, right? Like you're gonna have the user ID here. You're gonna pass that ID to this component, right menu component. So this is optional, because remember, we are using the right menu in the home page also, right? So how we can deal with that one? So this is tricky to understand, but try that. Let me go to the right menu and look at now. So look at here. We're gonna receive the user ID, right? Okay. That is, we say, okay, that is the user ID, but this is optional. Sometimes in some of the page, you don't get this right menu with the user ID, but sometimes you're gonna receive user ID, right? So again, how we are displaying user info card and user media card when we are in the user ID? So we put the dynamic here, right? We say in the curly bracket, we say, okay, when there is user ID, then only display this. If there is no user ID, then just make it null. That means you're just gonna see the friend request, birthday, and the add, right? That's it. See? With this dynamic code, I can see that user information and the user media, right? When I have user ID here. So, I mean, you get the idea now, right? Okay, so when you have user ID, I mean, basically this page, right? When you go to this page, see right now, we are passing the user ID, just supplying the user ID, right? User ID, right? If you look at here, let me put this outside, right? Why I put in this right menu? Let me put in the component itself, okay? Yeah. So that if you go to, there is a user info card and user media card, right? Fine. So if you go to the, let me go to the page first, right? We are supplying this. In the future, what's gonna happen is you're gonna receive that ID from the URL, right? Search params, not search. Yeah, I mean search. What was that? Search params, right? Basically, you're gonna get this, okay? And that's what we're gonna supply here. But right now, to make our component work, we just give something, right? So that we can see that working, okay? So let's go back and in the profile page, look at the user info card. Again, same thing. This user ID, we are passing something, right? But we have not used that. There is no image, delete that. On the top part, we just have the user info and the see link, see all, right? That's the same like all the component, okay? Same, similar thing. And in the bottom part, you have again the main box here. Inside, there are many different, right? So let's try to understand and see how it looks. So this will be the same, okay? Now you have these two things as in the bottom one, then you have paragraph, then you have this component, right? Which has icon and the text, okay? So if you look at now, that's the second one, right? With the robot welker and the @robot, right? Flex item center gap 2. So that's the second one. The third one is paragraph. Then after that, the fourth one, start all this, right? 1, 2, 3. So you have the div with the flex gap 2, right? We just import all that icon from the Lucid React, okay? If you look at the Lucid React, right? Map, pin, school, briefcase, these are some of the icon imported. So the first one has map pinned and the span tag with the living in bold text Philippine, right? So here, what you see here, flex and gap of 2. That is all right. And now this div is repeat couple of times, and we just change the icon. Fine. Once we're done with that, then you have the user media, right? I need to do some work here. So in the user media, I have not done anything. You can just see the. Okay, one more thing. Okay, we have in both this component, right? We pass the user ID. If you go to the right menu, right here, we just pass the user ID. Okay, because we're gonna receive this user ID from the right menu when there is a user ID, then we can pass to these component so that we can fetch the user information from the database in the future, right? If you have user ID, you can fetch the data from the database. So that's why both component receives the user ID, right? They are a string, so that you define in this format, right? Right now there is no use case for this user ID, but in the future you will see, right? Okay, guys. So I have to work on this now. I'm gonna, like create some kind of album, not album, right? Maybe a couple of images. Okay, we're just gonna have div flex item center, maybe flex item justify between, right? No need that one. I think what we can do is flex item center, and then maybe just make a gap of 2, right? And then flex wrap, because there will be a lot of images. Okay, flex wrap, just put a wrap, right? So the image, right? I need to display image. So I'm going to import image here. Import. I just have to find some nice small kind of album kind of design, right? And just put it here. Okay. So I'll try. Let's see if this will work. What we're gonna do is, let me just try with the image, right? Image. And will be source. I'm gonna get one image from the up splash, right? So let me get something. Okay, what I can get. Yeah, that's coffee. Add here. So it's complaining. Okay, let's add all text, right? And then gonna be like copy, right? Then we're gonna give some width of maybe, I just want to make it 100 by 100, right? Small image, okay? Height of 100. And what else? Class name. Let's make it rounded. Small SM, right? Small. and cover. Okay, object, right? Object, I think cover. Yeah, and then what else we can do? So let's see how it looks now, right? One image, it looks something like this. Okay, it's still big, so I want to make it 50-50. Yeah, and then we can just repeat this, right, couple of times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe something like that, right? Okay, so if you click on this, maybe it will expand, right? So hopefully you get the idea. uh okay guys, so now once we're done with this part now, right, the thing is we need to build this user uh profile here. We're going to build that, and the left menu, which we're going to look at tomorrow, right? And once we finish with that much design, then next will be work with the database and all that. So I will stop here. Hopefully you all get it right, and if there is any question, you let me know. Okay, thank you very much.